If this works, I want to be hailed as a genius. Not my. I didn't come up with this. Gerard did. So you're gonna want to put one like right below it, like right there, and then the other one up there to the
Like
right of it.
here?
But the thing is, you're gonna want to like drop one, and because the thing is like the bombs are like very specific. So drop one, and like 2 seconds later, drop the other one, and then hit, and then drop it. There you go.
I don't think that's the way that it's supposed to happen, but if it works, I'm just as happy, so...
Because I tell you, it's a very finicky way to do that, because you got to get the timing just right, so that when it does, like when the bombs go off, when the second bomb goes off, you need to still be on screen, so that it's going off. You know what I mean? So that the game registers that the thing did the thing.
Yeah.
If that does work, there's one right there.
But if it does work, uh... Hmm. Hmm.
Wait a minute. Yeah, there's no way to get across there without it. So you were wrong, it seems. Go back, hit the button. Well, technically, we know that it did work. Because the things was up.
Click, click, click. Lovely.
Why do you keep doing that?
I'm not, like, I mean, yes, I am, but...
Use the D-pad, for the love of God. It's literally just really narrow. When I say why do you keep doing that, I mean, why do you keep, like, trying to walk to the right instead of picking the skull up? Because that's where you're, like, messing up, is, like, you're not picking up the skull. And then you're just, like... That was just poor positioning. Like, this is one of those things where I would say, like, this doesn't make the game bad. I know you're still using the joystick. You know how I know you've got to be. I refuse to accept that you're not. Because Link
Look, if you go right there, like, he gets pulled into it.
Oh, because it's, one, it's ice, and two, it's angled.
Like, if that wasn't clear, like, it's not like I'm just walking off.
Oh, I genuinely thought that's what was happening. Oh. He's gonna die. Is it taking a full heart every single time that happens?
I think so.
Because, like, again, here's the thing. You don't take damage from the fire bar when you hook shot through it. So, like, you kept waiting to, like, get by it. You didn't have to. You could have just hook shot it at any point, and as long as you were, like, flying through the air, the bar wouldn't have hurt you. I was about to say, and all that was about to be for nothing, because the pink goo-goos were about to hurt you. What are those Billy Bo bastards called? Pin Gator. That's what they're called. Pin Gator. P-E-N Gator. This is a new room. Have we been here before?
No. But it was all for now.
I was like, what was different?
I think there was probably a key in that room.
Well, what the shit? You came all the way in here to throw that away, and there's like 5 trash cans between here and the bathroom. Here in my bedroom.
I love it.
I
can't go that way.
It's 2:43 in the morning. He apparently cannot sleep, and he was like just walking around the house, awake, and he just kind of rammed his way into my room, and it startled me, and I don't care for being startled.
I'm about to die.
And it was all just to throw away a bottle. All right, we're gonna pause the episode here. Hopefully, this dickweed finds out where
you could just scrap the episode because nothing happened.
No, yeah, but I want them to know that. I want them to know how fucked up you were, because I want them to know that you practiced. So, yeah, we'll pick back up. If we have to look it up, that's what we'll do. But we won't tell you that we looked it up. So when we come back, you can just assume we looked it up. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. No one really cares. Hold on, jump cut. All right, stop that. Stop that. Okay. Defeat the trio of Blue Bari, which you just did. Hook shot onto the skull, which you have done across the spike. Then lift it up and step on the switch. And there you have it, a goddamn key. Like, I literally said, and I said this and it's in the recording and he just ignored the fuck out of it. Kill everything in every room. Like, and he didn't. Like, after I said that, he stopped doing it. It's been 40 minutes.
That had nothing to do with killing everything.
Yes, it does. It obviously means, like, break everything as well. Who the fuck plays Legend of Zelda and doesn't break everything possible in a room? Like, that goes without saying. That's like saying that. That's like expecting somebody to not hit all the blocks in Mario. I shouldn't have to tell you to hit the blocks. That should be just the thing you do. If you see a block, yeah, now you have to go back across. You have to go back across. You went that way. You go back across. Because you couldn't go back before because the skull was gone.
No, I'm going this way, right?
Yeah, you go down and then you go into the room on the behind the stairs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because it both leads the same way.
Which is all well and good. You go north from here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. 40 minutes. 40 minutes. This took.
I love it.
And what had to happen is, yes, we used a guide. We had to use a guide to walk him all the way back here. Like, that's what had to happen. Like, we had to start at the very beginning, and then that didn't work because he kept moving without, like, letting me know he was going forward. So I'd be reading the damn guide, look up, he's 15 rooms ahead, and it's pointless to keep reading because there's so many fucking dead ends in the goddamn game. I don't even know where you go from here. Oh, you go back. You go back into the room, and yes, okay. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. And don't say that's blasphemous, because I'm sure Jesus could tap dance. That's not the problem, mate. That's not the issue there. He was probably supposed to drop down into that one of those holes, because the game has now made that available to you.
I mean, I'll go for it. I'm gonna fall down to the brazier.
Is that not the objective? That was, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Oh, golly. Oh. And then you can step on the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm just checking the times.
Well, the ones at the bottom will give you any room to, like, walk backwards into. Okay, so you got some fairies. Alright, so now you got some fairies. This is the wrong room, I do believe. Oh, that's where you need to use it. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know where I thought it was.
Get off. Thank you. Yep. Can I not push it?
You can only push it one square at a time. So there was a very specific one you had to push.
Oh. Oh, yes. That's the bottom left one. Is it the bottom left one? I hope it's not. That one doesn't push, so. Yeah, it's definitely the bottom left one.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
Oh. Yeah, it's one of the ones on the left side, and it's not a question about what you have to do. You backtrack, go in there,
Yeah.
hit the stuff.
Yeah, and I got it from here. Everything's fine now. Everything's just fine. I'd love.
I would never play this. Like, I realize that this is one of those, like, this is a classic. Yeah, not every classic ages well. It doesn't. Like, after having played Pro Skater 1, like, literally all the other ones are better. Well, like, everything after, like, 4 is better than that. Like, 1, it was experimental as shit. Whatever the fuck. Like, but, yo.
That's really crazy though. That like the entire reason I don't remember having trouble with this during my practice run is
Just
because
because. Which
I
I don't
didn't do it this
understand
way.
why the fuck you wouldn't just copy what you did to minimize any possible chances for mistakes.
Hmm. Where'd the fun that be?
This is the last time he's going to be in charge of a game series. That's it. Last one. That's last time. I am never going to be in this chair again. And I mean never. I hate every bit of it. I would say this you could liken this to being with somebody who wants to go into the recording studio and make a song, and they've been with you before, and you know that they should know how this works, but when they get in there, they're not ready, and they're not only not ready, they're okay with not being ready. It's costing you money to be there. Like, it's hot because it's always hot in the recording studio, regardless of what anybody tells you. It's always fucking hot. And they're cool with, like, they think they're just gonna hang out. Which, if they're paying for it, then by all means, like, it's fine. But when you have to inconvenience yourself, it's like the most upsetting thing on the planet. Like, for like, yeah, we should do this thing. It's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm totally willing to do this thing for you and with you. And it's like, no. Because holding things like that in will only give you prostate cancer. Prostate cancer. That is effectively cancer of the asshole. You know what the shittiest part about this is? And I do mean the shittiest part about this? The videos are less than 15 minutes long.
Uh-huh.
At best, it's like 17 minutes. Like, I know the first round was like 15 minutes. It was 5 minutes. And then when we thought we had this really cool idea to fix it, I think that was like 2 or 3 minutes. And like right now we're 8 minutes. This is only episode 4. Well, mind you, this is only episode 14. It's got an entire another, like, if the next episode, if you're watching these in order, I don't know why you would be. If the next episode is like 15 minutes long, it's because it's 3:30 in the morning, and I am toasty. My ass hurts. My nutsack hurts because I'm sitting in a very weird position because I don't know, because I have to. Oh. My ass hurting doesn't necessarily bother me, but my nutsack being uncomfortable is like not my favorite. And like, no, I'm not sitting on it, but it's warm. And it's just in a bad spot. Oh, God.
Do you understand?
I wasn't listening. I told you. I checked out. This game is dumb to me.
I'm still asking, do you understand?
No.
You really don't want to say no.
I mean, I can say no, but I'm just going to cut it out.
I know.
You see, that's the thing about having to be in the lead. When the video is bad, it's your fault. So the editor has to like fix it, or like whatever has to happen to make it better has to be done. So like when I do like Animal Crossing videos and they're like 40 minutes long, like I know somewhere I either rambled or got lost in shaking trees, and I have to choose what part of my content gets cut. Even though I was the one who fucking played it, I still have to choose like what content gets cut. And like when you're not the one who has to edit it, like you're just the one playing, all of that doesn't come to mind. It's just, well, I'm just playing the game. Like, yeah, that's not what's happening. We are recording it. It doesn't matter if you're doing amateur porn. If you got toilet paper in your butt, you should probably do something about that before you put the video out, or before you continue recording. Or if you like, you know, fart funny, or you shit on yourself a little bit while you fucking, you don't leave that in the video. It's like, well, it's, you know, it's just for fun. That's all well and good, but it's still designed for consumption. Like, you are making something, like, it's like the difference between, like, not using gloves when you're cooking at home and when you're cooking for, like, people, like, for people to pay money for it. Like, you have to increase the level of sanitation that you use because it's no longer about you as an individual. Which is why I don't like, which is why there are games I'd like to play on the channel, but I know they would suck to watch. Like, I wouldn't mind doing GTA 5 story mode, but it would suck to watch. Because, like, a good chunk of it's just driving. And, you know, with the Elgato, it's not going to cut out the music. So I have to drive around with the music off, and I'm bored. And let's be fair, the story for GTA 5 is complete fucking garbage. Like, it is bad. But that's what it is. Like, you have to be the one making the content, and you have to like be willing. I'm willing to sacrifice for the content because I believe in the content, but also because I have to do the stuff that makes it good. So, you know, it's like if there was somebody, like if they were doing construction on the ceiling, I'd just take a break from recording that day. I'm not gonna keep going. Like, I know there's a lot of things that we do let slide, but sometimes it's just like those things are okay because they create like this weird level of uniqueness. Like back when I used to stream and I had my chair was all squeaky, like that was something unique to my character, my channel, because I had a squeaky chair. I was like, I'm sure there aren't many other Let's Plays where there's somebody snoring loudly in the background. Like, those are mine. Like, you can't take that video footage from me. That's mine. I know it's mine. I mean, plus my voice is there, so there's that. But it's also very hot. Where are we going?
We're doing the next dungeon. At least making our way to it.
That's dude from episode 1. Not Saboba, the other dude. The dude who's very clearly a Jew. Fuck. What's his name? Greedo? Nah, it ain't Greedo. That's the dude who shot Han Solo. What's the dude's name? The dude who owned Anakin and his mama.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
He was blue though.
He was.
I hated Saboba, by the way. Like, I still to this day hate Saboba as a character and a person. Like, I super hate him. Like, I do. Because he's I mean, yes, obviously. Okay. So let me talk to y'all real quick about writing. When you're writing a story and you want to create a villain, it always happens. Somebody always overshoots the warp. when you're writing a story and you want to like create a villain or a bad guy in general, yo, here's the thing. Do not. I don't think there's a way to mess this up, honestly. Do not make the villain the worst person on the planet, because in a good story, like in like a positive story, what happens is the villain always gets his comeuppance. It's kind of like at the end of Friday when Craig beat the shit out of Debo. You don't feel bad for Debo at all. Like, you never feel bad for him. When that brick hits Debo in the goddamn face, you don't be like, "Ooh, shit, you ain't have to do him like that." Like, no, the entire time you're very happy that he got beat up because he was a dick the entire movie. But when you make the bad guy of the movie at least not just relatable, but like mildly redeemable. Stop here. When you make the bad guy mildly redeemable, it makes it creates some kind of emotional depth when that character like goes through something, or they get their comeuppance. So, don't make the character the way. So I'm saying that because that's how Saboba was. Like, when Saboba lost his race to Anakin, it wasn't like he was just talking trash. He actively went out of his way to sabotage Anakin's pod racer. And so when he lost and his fucking pod like blew up, you don't feel bad. It's like, yeah, fuck that guy. But like, it doesn't create like this any kind of like emotional connection or feelings about the character. And I feel like that's what you should be looking for, even with like with Voldemort. Voldemort isn't like a character that you hate out of the gate. Like, you kind of feel bad for him to a degree, especially when you get his backstory when he was just a kid. But Umbridge, on the other hand, like, if we saw those trolls rip her apart in that movie, you wouldn't have cared because she was such a colossal cunt. You would not have given a fuck. I don't mean like, oh, like it's no. I mean, if that movie went from PG-13 to R in a heartbeat, where like they literally wishbone that bitch and split her down the middle, and there was blood and gore everywhere, you wouldn't care because she sucked. And it's like, it doesn't. With Snape, it doesn't count because Snape was never the bad guy. He was pretending to be the bad guy. And shit like that. Like, don't write your bad guys to be like Satan, because then when something happens to them, like, there's no emotional response. And the same goes with your good guys. Don't write your good guy off as like, it's like in The Last of Us. Joel and Ellie are dicks. Because they're doing what everybody else is doing, so no one's right and no one's wrong. The only difference is we play as Joel and Ellie, so we have an emotional connection to them. They're only doing what they have to survive, which is literally what everyone else is doing. It's easy for us to say, well, they're doing things for the betterment of everybody. Well, you have to say that because you're playing as them. Whew. It just always annoys me when like they make a bad guy the worst they could possibly make him. And it's like, well, what's the point of this then? Okay, so until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and if you're gonna practice, goddamn practice. Know what you're doing. Ugh. You don't get a sign off. There's no taking care of yourself. I don't care.